All right, everybody, welcome to Wisdom Keys. It's Thursday, the 3rd of February, 2021. Man, this year's gone rather fast. I mean, really fast. It just felt like we just had a New Year's, right? And already we're right here in the month of February. One month has gone by that fast. So, this is Wisdom Keys here. I'm Brother Francis. I'm here usually every Thursday at 1 p.m., but I got a little late start, so I'm coming on now, uh, doing this special program to share with you today. Also, what I want to let you know is that Resonant Essentials is this growing place, metaphysical and esoteric school here in Albuquerque. And for those of you who don't know anything about it, never been to it, you can look it up online. The website, Resonant Essentials. You can also come here to get information, become a member of the group here, and just learn a lot of different things, share some ideas that you might have as well that fits into esoteric studies and metaphysical studies and spiritual studies. Well, Michelle Vidal has her program usually every Friday at 12 p.m. called Swanda. And she comes on with a lot of good metaphysical topics that you could get a lot of information from. I mean, we're all here learning from each other as well as we're presenting these ideas to you. Coming up this Sunday, I just want to let you know, this Sunday, February the 9th, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., we will be at Resident Essentials for the monthly second Sunday of the month Psychic and Healing Arts Fair. And so there's going to be a lot of people there. There'll be somi pi healing going on there. There'll be transmosis healing. The healing machine will be in use. Spiritual counseling. People who have mediumship abilities. It's free admission. Just come with a mask. We have plenty of room for social distancing, so there's no problem with that. I'll be there myself. There'll be many people there giving our talents and skills at $1 a minute or $20 for 20 minutes. So, and if you need to know where Resident Essentials is located, it's in Albuquerque in the northeast quarter. It's 3107-3107 Eubank, Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, store 33/34. Can't miss it. It's right across the entrance. It's right opposite Silver Lane's bowling alley, and so that's how you can get in there. And right by that is I think McDonald's right there on Candelaria. So we're right behind that. So be sure to come in and join us, meet us, get yourself some help if you're looking for it. There's a lot of good people that will be there. Now, I'm going to get started with today's program. I don't want to hold you up any longer. I'm here for about 30 minutes. It's called, What Time Is It? And the answer is, it's time to embrace, become self-motivated, and self-empowered. So people ask, and I've been talking with a lot of different people around the country and my friends and family members, and we always want to know what's important about this topic, and what can we do right now to get ourselves moving. Well, there are many different ways in which to do that. One of the things is find out what you have inside of yourself. Find out your own abilities and develop those abilities and the skills. Maybe you have an interest in metaphysics or spirituality or shamanism or studying the tarot or astrology, numerology, astronumerology. But what it is just finding where you fit. What's your niche, here in this greater spectrum called humanity. Now, all of us, we don't have to be spiritual advisors and counselors or teachers. You could be the everyday person that's blessed with a lot of information that you can dispense to other people who are seeking it. Many times you can just sit down and have a conversation with your family members, with your close friends and business associates and other alliances. Just sitting down and having that opportunity to kind of share what's inside of here and what's inside of here. And that's what life is really about, bringing joy to the world, bringing unconditional love to the world, and doing it in a graceful manner, if possible, and not trying to bring it in where there's a lot of rebel rousing going on, but bring it in so that it is soothing and that it's healing for each and every one of your family members and your friends in the circle of people that you are connected with. You know, when we think of the word embrace, I like to play around with words. There was a woman, I forget her name, she wrote a book back in the late 70s, early 80s, and it was a book entitled Lexicograms. And what she was doing was she would take a short phrase or a word, and she would find how many words within a word that she could create a sentence from. And this kind of reminds me of that. So if you look at the word embrace, EMBRACE, right? Embrace. You see me, and you also see brace. So when I'm using the word embrace, I'm thinking I need to brace myself for something. I need to strengthen myself for something, right? You might see that yourself sometimes. Like, what are you embracing yourself for right now? You know, you might want to ask yourself that question. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's the 13th. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, it's the 13th. It's the second Sunday of the month is our psychic fair. So it's not this Sunday. It's February the 13th. Okay? And you want to make sure you're going to be there. Northwest corner. Okay. See, she's getting me corrected here. I'm living in the Northwest sector. So, hey. Thank you, Michelle. You know, one of the things, the beauty of words is words can allow us to be more articulate, can allow us to learn, can allow us to grow, or sometimes shut down. So we have to pay attention to how we're using words and where we lay our emphasis on words. It's just like music. Some people love classical music, some people love jazz, some people love modern hip hop, dance, you name it. You know, R&B, old school. So you've got to look and find out where you fit and how you can fit. And so to feel an embrace is like you're giving somebody a hug or giving yourself a hug to what? Create calmness and security, right? That's what that word embrace is. Giving yourself a sense of real security. The next word or phrase was become self-motivated. Motivate yourself. You're not waiting for someone to motivate you. As my elders used to say, strike a match and put it underneath you and make you pop up out of your seat or have a hot foot, you know. What you want to do is find a way to motivate yourself, to get yourself actively going in your life. And you can do that by several means, right? Several different methods. Exercise in the morning when you get up. Eat lightly in the morning when you get up. You know, don't overdo it. And look, we've been inside for weeks and weeks and months and days and years and years. You know, if you can get out and go, right? But we got to wear masks, right? And some people don't wear the mask. You know, that's their prerogative. You wear it or you don't wear it. But the most important thing is be kind while you're out there. So here we are embracing ourselves, making ourselves more what? Safe, sound, and secure. Striving not to have worry, anxiety, and stress happening in our lives, right? Because we don't want to do that. We don't want to have stress going on in our life. That's important. Now, here's another thing you want to do. Sometimes you should, to motivate yourself, find out how much creativity you enjoy in your life. And there's many ways to express yourself creatively. Dance in your house like nobody's looking. Sing in your house like nobody's listening. Those ways, actually pick you up, lift your energy up. So when you're motivating, in the word motivate is motive. is movement. And MO is a Latin prefix that means first and primary. So you think about yourself first and how you can move yourself forward with less worry and less anxiety and less stress, right? So we have to do certain things to turn ourselves on, to turn our energy up. Dance is a good way. If you can't find people to dance with, start dancing inside your complex, where you live, your home. Dance it in the street if you can. Go somewhere and enjoy dance. That's very important. Why? Because you're moving the energy, moving the blood through the system and the chi. That's helpful. That's how you can also become self-motivated. In other words, when you become self-motivated, you know you have things to do. You got your basic chores, your basic errands, right? We all do. We all have basic chores and errands to do. However, we don't want to overdo it either. We don't want to stress and wear ourselves out. But you want to stay on the go. We all want to do that. We all want to stay on the go. That's important for us all the time. Now, what's another thing that we're looking at here? If we can embrace ourselves in a healthy way for ourselves, others will embrace us as well. If we could become more self-motivated, you will find things that motivate you naturally. Not mechanically, not robotically, natural motivation. Then there's self-empowerment, because the subtitle here is Time to Embrace, Become Self-Motivated, and Self-Empowered. So again, the EM turned around is me. But as it is, M is like, going within to do that, right? To move this energy, to give power to yourself. We've heard over the years, the past 20 years, people say, oh, don't give away your power. Don't give away your power to a bully. Don't give away your power to a tyrant. Don't give away your power to a narcissistic person in your life. Don't give away your power. Well, sometimes you can give away your power just simply by not using it. I've done it. I'm quite sure you've done it too. You've got to a point in your life sometimes where you just don't feel like doing anything. And they used to say, a lot of my psychologist friends would say, one of the greatest times to be in therapy is when you don't want to be. When you feel like you're fighting it. It's the same with like exercise. There's many days, man, I don't feel like exercising early in the morning, even though I started doing it. So I might exercise after lunch, or in the early afternoon, or before dinner, or after dinner. But what you have to do in order to motivate yourself to have a healthy meal is maybe set that exercise program like I've done. I set an exercise program with impact for itself, within itself, with 20 minutes, just focused. And then when I'm done, okay, I've released stress and anxiety out of my system, and now I can eat properly. I don't overeat. I'll eat all the right things, or if I want to have something that's sweet, I eat it in moderation. Why? Because I just had a good workout, and that's the treat to myself. Or the treat sometimes is just chill out, read a book, watch a movie. We do things to spur ourselves on from moment to moment. But if we get in the habit of embracing the opportunity to motivate ourselves, then we will become considerably and constantly and consistently self-empowered. Again, you want to be in a position where, you will rely on people when it's necessary. They will rely on you. But there's moments when you're by yourself. You've got to pick that energy up. And there's a lot of times you're not going to be always to do it. So what I want you to consider is don't beat up on yourself when you can't. When you're absolutely tired emotionally and mentally, And we know when you get there physically, you can't beat up on yourself. All you can do is like, okay, I need to stop right now and I need to put something aside. That's the thing we need to do. We want to pay attention. So let's see what some comments have come in here. If anybody is on here, have a comment. All right. So, I'm Brother Francis. This is Wisdom Keys. I'm a spiritual counselor. I've been in this field for 40 plus years. Started long time ago. I was fortunate to have my late mother realize she was my actual first spiritual teacher, giving me a lot of insight, put me in positions to get that insight too, which is sometimes throwing me out in the water, so to speak, into the world. But I had these jewels, and I've been able to utilize these jewels, which also got me to meet other people, not only just the people in her circle, but also people beyond on my own. So I'm here to help people gain clarity in their life so that they can begin to see their purpose. And what I always tell people, this is something that's very important for all of us to know. Your purpose changes. Did you know that? Your purpose changes. And if I was using numerology, because I like to do that, and I'm also that too sometimes, and I import that into my work. In numerology, we have cycles of 9. So you got 9 years to get something going and put it in motion for yourself. And if you slumber a little bit, if you stumble a little bit, well, you got another 9 years to improve. Another 9 years to empower yourself. But what that teaches us is that we have these moments, we have these cycles that are happening in our life all the time that allows us to have a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth chance, and so forth. Allows us to build and make ourselves stronger, and not just stronger, because what's the use of having all this brawn if there's no brain to go with it? Or if there's no kindness and gentleness in the heart? We have to learn to appreciate who we are or what we have become. And especially if you can look back through your life, just in the last couple of months, you can look back and say, wow, I really did that. I achieved that goal. But you don't have to stop at the one goal you achieved. You just keep moving forward. But you treat yourself better. You love yourself more. You're kinder to yourself. You're kinder to your body. You don't stress it out anymore like you used to. That's what I'm learning, not to stress this body out anymore, but to uplift myself. And how you do that is you keep positive energy around you, positive people around you, other people who are self-motivated, highly motivated, who can be high achievers too. Just have kindness in your circle, and grace will be there. So, you see, we have these abilities, these natural abilities to make ourselves better. So when we think of what time it is, now I'll do this. I'm going to take the cap off of time. Taking the cap. There's no limit, in other words. So, in essence, you have all the time you need, you desire to build an opportunity or receive an opportunity and embrace yourself. To take a quote-unquote gift that you may realize that you have and turn it into a skill and then offer it to the world. You got to find out which gift that you got, which talent that you got that's a priority. We have priorities, right? We got our personal priorities for ourselves. Then you got family around you. And you got some friends, right? A family includes the immediate family, mom, dad, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents. And then you got your neighbors, and then you got your friends. And then you got your co-workers that fit in there too, right? If you're working for somebody, if you're working in a facility that has people. So we're always striving to do better. I learned something from watching. I like to watch track and field sports. Never participated, but I'd love to watch it. I don't care if it's college or professional athletes. But there's something that they all say in common. And that is, in order to get better, you have to keep practicing. But in order to keep practicing to get better, you have to show up. You have to show up. In order to build the energy up, to strengthen the body, to embrace the body with more energy, more strength, more suppleness, you have to show up at practice. You have to not just show up at practice, you got to participate. That's the thing we want to do. Be able to participate, especially if it's a team sport. But if it's not a team sport, it's just you. You imagine those people who are tennis players, or better yet, the golfers. They're by themselves on the field. They have to motivate themselves. They have to find out how to get themselves through 9 holes, 18 holes, another 9, add on is what, 27, another 9 is 36. In the tournament, they get 36. They go like, they keep going and going and going until they complete. Well, it's almost with yourself. We have to set parameters so that we don't overdo anything. We also have to pay attention to the body, because the body knows more than the mind knows. The body knows what it needs. It basically functions involuntarily, meaning without your will on it, without your intent on it. Body turns itself over. What they say, we got trillions of cells coming and going, right? Every 6 months or so. That's a lot of cells, right? But that's a lot of memory. That's a lot of activity. So we have to allow ourselves to be active in the moment, but allow ourselves to have balance in every moment, allow ourselves to be more tolerant with ourselves, let alone other people, but with yourself in every moment, loving yourself unconditionally in every moment. That's the thing. And we have to remember that it's all right to embrace yourself. There are certain classes that I remember I used to sit in. This is after when I was getting deep into metaphysics, spiritual, and the parapsychology and all this stuff. And I remember going to a class that was very helpful. And this class brought forth emotional wellness. After we did yoga, and my teacher was a Tai Chi instructor, so we did Tai Chi, we did yoga. On Saturdays, he'd make us run the track, run until you can't run anymore, but giving the body what it needed. But we would sit in the open field in a circle. And he says, I want everybody to embrace yourself. And we would sit there like this, and he says, I just want you to rock or sway. Well, when I did those things, tears start streaming. And sometimes I'd be angry. There's other times I would just be sad. But man, when the tears came, and it was just pure joy inside, tears of joy, I found myself getting up. And as I got up, he would say, as you rise up, share with others. So people would get up and start embracing everybody else who was still seated. And embrace and embrace and embrace till it mushroomed. It was an amazing feeling when you felt that embrace. Because you could embrace yourself, but to embrace others and have it come back to you, that's a beauty all to itself. So I want you to consider for the rest of the week, the rest of the day and the weekend, to find time to embrace yourself, because that's what time it is. You got to reel the energy. As much energy as you give out into the world, it's going to come back, but you can bring it back by simply embracing yourself and putting love back into yourself. Fill your tank up with unconditional love. Then what happens? Then you become more motivated, and you don't have to wait for someone to call you, hey, it's time for you to get up. You can just get up. You don't have to have someone call you and say, hey, you want me to help you organize your spot? No, you can do it yourself. Why? Because you got the energy. By embracing yourself, you simply gave the energy back to yourself in that sense of the word. So you became self-motivated. And the next step, you became self-empowered. You realize that the power is always on the inside. Everything is on the inside. All the ideas are on the inside. So, before I sign off, I want all of you to embrace yourself. Just shower yourself with unconditional love right now. Kindness, understanding, self-respect, integrity. Do that for yourself. And again, I want you to remember, I was thinking that Michelle, reminded me, she's at the northwest corner. And I look at it, if I'm standing in the intersection, it's the northwest corner of Candelaria and Eubank. Candelaria running east and west, Eubank north and south. So you go in there. Again, the entrance is opposite the Silver Lanes, 3107 Eubank Boulevard. And the beauty of it, that's the Scottsdale Shopping Plaza. And you go in there and you see the second building on your right. Green building, and that's Resident Essentials. Store 3334 will be there for the Psychic Fair Sunday, February the 13th. Now, this Saturday, I will be there as usual from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Keep embracing yourself. Keep embracing yourself. I'll be there this Saturday, like I have been every Saturday. I'm there from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. with my Creative Pathwork meditation series. Course is only $10. And you come in there and I teach you how to breathe properly for yourself and the importance of, how you can use Creative Pathwork meditations. They're basically simplistic guided meditations, but I have 5 of them, not 4. I have 5 of them that's going to help you gain entrance to silence so that you can experience silence meditation, so that you can meet up with your higher self. The higher self is your divine reflection inside of you. So that's every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Go on Resident Essentials website. You'll see a host of whole things that are going on there all the time. There's once a month, there's an astrology person. That's Joanna Rader. She's there, and she's offering tidbits and insights of astrology. There's a woman by the name of Darlene. She's teaching like tarot classes, and I understand she's going to have a second group on a weekday in there, but she's in there on Saturdays, usually 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then every second and fourth Saturday, there's Spirit Circle with Donna of Dominion Tarot. And Donna comes on, with her thing on Wednesdays at about 12 p.m. right here through Resident Essentials. So everybody, tomorrow will be Swanda at 12 p.m. every Friday. She's got some jewels and gems dealing with metaphysical topics and just puts you in the right frame of mind. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with Wisdom Keys, and I'm Brother Francis. Take care of yourself. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. Thank you for joining me today. See you next Thursday. And tune in tomorrow for Swanda, which is Michelle Vidal. She's got some interesting topics for you.